Well, this shooting this morning, as we said, just one of many shootings that have happened in Hartford both today and yesterday. Fox 61's Chief Investigator Brian Foley now joins us with the latest on those three other shootings.
Tim, this morning's shooting marks 4 shootings in the last 30 hours in Hartford. 2 of those incidents were fatal. Police say last night around 5:30, a 46-year-old from Bristol was dropped off at Hartford Hospital after being shot. Later, he was pronounced dead. Police say the shooting happened on New Britain Avenue. Then, a short time later, police found a second person who had been shot, lying on the ground on Atwood Street, shot in the hip. Police believe the person was also shot on New Britain Avenue, then picked up and dropped off near St. Francis Hospital. Police say those 2 crimes are likely connected. Hartford police are also investigating a homicide that happened early Tuesday morning around 1:30. We told you about this as breaking news. Police say 26-year-old Joseph Goyangos of Middletown was shot to death on Woodland Drive. Right now, police believe all 3 incidents are drug-related. Tim?
Okay, so we've seen just a tremendous increase in the number of homicides. Before this week, as we've said, there had been 1 all year. Then we had 1 Sunday morning, 2 of them yesterday, and that's to say nothing of these other shootings where people were hurt. So first and foremost, what are police doing as a reaction to all this, Brian? So
there's certain ways to address violence in the city. There's short-term solutions, medium-term, and then long-term solutions. Right now, you're going to see the short-term solutions. And what is that? That's cops. That's uniformed cops, undercover cops, narco cops out there. All 3 of these shootings are narcotics related. The one on early Sunday morning likely has some gang affiliations, which could also be narcotics related. Either way, that's going to come out of the same unit. You're going to see a lot of narcotics enforcement, probably stepped up traffic enforcement, uniform presence out there, all that in an effort to quell the violence. But that is a short-term solution with a lot of people ending up getting arrested or hit with motor vehicle stuff. Short-term, it will slow down the violence slowly, but then they have to start working in those long-term solutions.
Okay, now as you said, they all appear to be narcotics related, but as for why all of a sudden there's a big jump right now, is there any other relation between them? There doesn't necessarily have to be. Sometimes life is funny like this, but are you seeing any other pattern as to why there's been so many so quickly in Hartford?
So there isn't that big of an increase, and the reason it's getting so much attention is because people actually died as a result of the shooting. Had they have not died, it wouldn't get that much attention. So that tells you that watching these homicide numbers is not necessarily the best thing and the best statistic to follow when it comes to violence in an urban area. Shootings are a better indicator with shot spotter data and number of people who are shot, because there's so many variables based on how far you are from the hospital or how great the doctors are, whether a person lives or dies. So watching the shootings, and they are up, not dramatically, but they are up, that's probably your better indicator as to what's going on. But certainly you need urban police solutions. They're much different than, say, highway policing or small town policing. You need some experience in there, and I think you'll see an increase in vice and narcotics presence out there to try to drive this down.
And now, just to put a finer point on it, the reason why you said you want to follow the shootings, not the homicides, is because sometimes it's very fickle as to whether somebody lives or dies after being shot?
Correct. This could just be an anomaly. Again, I looked at the stats this morning. I've talked to the mayor today. The shootings are up, but it's not drastic. It's just the fact that, unfortunately, these people have died.
Real quick, one last question. You mentioned shot spotter data, and I believe the last we heard is the gentleman who was shot and killed on Woodland Drive. Shot spotter didn't seem to pick that up. Is that common somewhat in your experience?
Absolutely, especially when someone's shot inside a motor vehicle, and I believe that may have been the case in a couple of the recent shootings. But the overall shot spotter data, combined with reported shootings, they'll have them all. It'll give you an aggregate number of how many shootings there are in the city. That's your accurate indicator of violence.
Excellent. Brian Foley, thank you so much for the insight.